there you are. You know I've been brainstorming ways to cheer up Simon in the hopes that he'll open up to me? Well, I've come up with a brilliant plan that's sure to...
Am I missing something, or is this just an empty wall?
The wall's empty now, but it used to be where Simon hung up his favorite and most prized paintings. I'm not sure what happened to all of them, but some have got to stay. If I track those down and hang them back up, I'm sure it'd mean a lot to him. Do you think you two could help me find Simon's missing paintings and bring them back here? I'd do it myself, but being a portrait makes that... chap...
Of course, Gossamer. That's what friends are for. Besides, I've admittedly gotten...
Simon had a lot of favorites. A portrait of former Minister of Magic Josephina Flint, a painting of a unicorn grazing in the forest, a tapestry of a noble dragon slaying a corrupt knight. But I think we should start with the inflated girl portrait he painted in his 3rd year. He always seemed To tell you the truth, I found it a bit odd and couldn't understand why Simon favored it when he painted much more beautiful portraits. But if any of his paintings are going to knock him out of his funk, I know I've seen it around the castle somewhere recently. I just can't
Why don't we ask some of the other portraits? They were a big help to us before, and a peculiar portrait like that one... It's possible one of these portraits knows something about the inflated girl painting. Let's ask around.
Yes, I know the portrait you're talking about. A disturbing product of a disturbed mind.
You take that back! Simon's not disturbed. He's the nicest boy I've ever...
You're in denial. To those of us with unclouded eyes, it came as no surprise that he turned...
I do believe I saw the caretaker transporting a portrait matching that description. I couldn't tell you where he was taking it, but he seemed to oddly... He kept talking about moving it to a place where it would get the attention and appreciation. That man really ought to get out more.
A portrait of an inflated girl. Yes, I do recall. If my memory serves, she was a Gryffindor with a particularly sharp tongue. Normally he just grinned and bore the bullying. But on that day, Simon stopped coming around as often after that day. I dare...
An inflated girl? Are you talking about that unnerving From what I hear, she's been making the other portraits quite uncomfortable.
If that gossipy portrait's information is correct, the portrait of an inflated girl should be on display.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go!
The inflated girl portrait has to be here somewhere. Let's look around the room and... Gossamer, is that the inflated girl portrait?
Yes, that's the one! I can't believe you found her! Simon is going to be...
It's such an uncomfortable image. No wonder it's so polarizing.
Do you think Simon painted this portrait to celebrate the time his bully finally got what she...
No way! Simon didn't like bullies, but he wasn't mean-spirited.
I agree. I get the feeling that his motivations weren't so petty. There's no rage.
Now come on! Let's get the inflated girl off that wall and back where she belongs. I can't... almost got it. Just a little to the left.
Where did you find that?
The entrance hall. This wall was looking a little bare, and I know how much this portrait means to you.
I think I told you to leave me alone.
Wait, before you go, I just want you to know that I think you're...
You do? Most people find it disturbing or unnerving.
I really do. It's harrowing, yet deeply personal and sentimental.
Since you insist. I can't remember what I did to incur Mabel's wrath that day, but she had it out for me. She was just about to cast the pimple jinx on me when Gwydion, a boy in the year above me, who had witnessed everything, cut her off with the inflating charm. I'll never forget what Gwydion said afterward. There. Now your appearance matches your ego. I was speechless. No one had stood up for me like that before. Gwydion got to no. More than a best friend. A knight in not-so-shining armor.
I remember you telling me the story of how you and Gwydion met, but I had no idea that's where you and Gwydion became inseparable after that. What, was he there when you passed? Has he passed?
Gwydion. Gwydion's moved on.
I don't understand. Simon used to tell me everything.
I know it must be frustrating and painful, but look on the bright side, Gossamer.
That's right. The inflated girl portrait did seem to lift Simon's spirits and get...
You know what? You're absolutely right. I shouldn't see this as a loss. I should see this as proof.
Then why not make finding furniture our next step in restoring this place to its former glory? It'll certainly make the place feel less empty.
Good idea. I'm not sure where all the old stuff ended up, but an old friend of mine might. Give me some time to find her. If she's still at Hogwarts, I'll let you two know. Good news! Remember the old friend I mentioned earlier? The one who knows where the old furniture might be? Well, I found her. She's still working in
The kitchens?
That's right! Probably one of the best you'll ever... She's expecting us in the kitchens. I've already told... This is Kossa. She kept the secret clubhouse tidy and even helped Simon and Gwydion furnish it.
Nice to meet you, Kossa. How did you come to know Simon and his friends?
When Kossa overheard Simon and Gwydion's plans to fix it up, Simon and Gwydion treated Kossa well as friends rather than housekeeper.
Apparently, it's been stored in the room of requirement.
Kossa would fetch it herself, but Kossa isn't...
Don't worry, Kossa. Just tell us what to look for and...
Kossa remembers spotting the clubhouse's multi-purpose table, a matching wooden bench off...
Sounds simple enough. Let's head to the room of requirement.
This table might not look like much, but Simon did some of his best sketching here.
It sounds like it holds a lot of memories.
This was Gwydion's favorite seat for revising, though I never understood...
It doesn't, does it? Then again...
These belonged to Gwydion. He loved studying old tomes. The dustier the better.
What's your favorite genre of book, Gossamer?
That's easy. The kind with picture. I love the warm glow this lamp gives off. It reminds me of all the late nights I spent chatting with Simon.
That sounds lovely.
Indeed it was. Sadly, I'm not so sure Simon still feels the same.
Uh-oh. Looks like all that moving Ventus!
Welcome back. Did they manage to find all 4 pieces of furniture?
Yes. Though it does make me wonder...
After Simon's tragic accident, Ed mustering all furniture...
Accident? What accident?
Gossamer didn't know. Simon brewed shrinking solution, but something went wrong. Unfortunately, shrunken Simon caught attention of escaped pet toad.
Oh, what a way to go.
When you said it was a tragic accident, you weren't...
But potions was Simon's best subject. He'd never...
Coss had a hard time believing too, but Simon said so in...
I just can't believe it. And why did he need a shrinking solution in the first place?
Hold on, Gossamer. I don't think it's a good idea to ambush him. His death...
That's right. You're liable to turn him away even more if you bombard. For now, why don't we focus on getting this furniture back to the clubhouse?
Well, what do you think, Gossamer?
No, but I actually like that about it. A little bit of old, a little bit of new. I think it's what the gang would want. From now on, feel free to...